Good evening, Nigeria. We have some serious developments unfolding in the National Assembly right now, and the tension is absolutely real. Lawmakers across party lines are standing firm against certain tax laws that have already been gazetted, and this pushback is growing stronger by the hour. For those who may not be familiar with what it means when a law is gazetted, it simply means that the law has been officially published and is supposed to come into effect. But here's the thing, just because something has been gazetted doesn't mean the fight is over, and Nigerian lawmakers are proving that point right now. The controversy centers around new tax legislation that was recently passed and published in the official gazette. Multiple members of the House of Representatives and the Senate are now saying they were either rushed into passing these laws or that they didn't fully understand the implications of what they were voting for. Some are even claiming that certain provisions in the tax bills were altered after they had already given their approval. Can you imagine that? You vote for one thing and then something different shows up in the final document. That's the allegation flying around, and it's causing quite the uproar in Abuja. According to sources close to the matter, the tax laws in question include provisions that many Nigerians are finding particularly harsh. We're talking about new levies, increased rates on certain goods and services, and expanded tax brackets that could affect millions of citizens and businesses across the country. The timing couldn't be worse either, considering the economic challenges many Nigerians are already facing. With inflation still biting hard and the cost of living continuing to rise, the introduction of additional taxes has been met with widespread criticism from citizens and their representatives alike. Several prominent lawmakers have come forward publicly to express their dissatisfaction. They are saying the process was flawed from the beginning, that there wasn't enough consultation with stakeholders, and that the Nigerian people deserved more transparency. One representative was quoted saying that the speed at which these tax laws were pushed through was suspicious, and that Nigerians have every right to question what's really going on. Another senator mentioned that his constituents have been calling non-stop, expressing their anger and demanding that their representatives take action to reverse or amend these laws. What makes this situation even more interesting is that this isn't just opposition lawmakers complaining. Members of the ruling party are also expressing concerns, which tells you just how serious this matter has become. When you have people from both sides of the political divide agreeing that something is wrong, you know there's a real problem. The unity we're seeing on this issue is quite rare in Nigerian politics, and it shows just how much pressure these lawmakers are feeling from the people who elected them. Now, the big question everyone is asking is what happens next? Can these gazetted laws actually be reversed or modified? The answer is yes, but it's not a simple process. The National Assembly would need to pass new legislation to either repeal or amend the controversial provisions. This would require another round of debates, votes, and eventually presidential assent. The challenge is that this takes time, and in the meantime, these tax laws are technically in effect and could start being enforced. Some legal experts have suggested that concerned citizens and organizations could also challenge these laws in court, arguing that the process was fundamentally flawed or that the laws themselves are unconstitutional. The Nigerian Labour Congress and several civil society organizations have already indicated that they are watching this situation very closely. They've warned that if these tax laws are allowed to stand as they are, there could be widespread protests and industrial action. Workers are already struggling with low wages that haven't kept pace with inflation, and the idea of additional taxes being piled up on top of their existing burdens is simply unacceptable to many. Business groups are also sounding the alarm, saying that some of these new taxes could force companies to lay off workers or even shut down entirely. If you are enjoying this discussion and want to stay updated on all the latest happenings in Nigeria, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss an update. The timing of this controversy is also significant because we are approaching the end of the year, a time when many Nigerians are already feeling the financial pressure of holiday expenses and planning for the new year. The last thing anyone wants to hear is about new taxes coming into effect in January. There's a real sense of frustration in the air, and you can feel it everywhere from social media to market squares across the country. People are tired of what they see as insensitive policies that don't take their welfare into consideration.
Some analysts are suggesting that this entire situation could have been avoided if there had been proper public hearings and genuine consultation with Nigerians before these laws were passed. Democracy is supposed to be about representing the will of the people, not imposing decisions on them without their input. The fact that we are now seeing this massive pushback after the laws have already been gazetted shows that somewhere along the line the process broke down completely. What's also interesting is how quickly this story has gained traction on social media. Nigerians online are not holding back their opinions, and hashtags related to the tax laws have been trending for days now. Young people especially are paying attention because many of these taxes will affect their ability to start businesses, find employment, and build their futures. The message coming from all corners is clear. Nigerians want their lawmakers to stand firm and fight for them, not rubber stamp policies that will make life harder. As this situation continues to develop, we'll be keeping a very close eye on what happens in the National Assembly and whether these lawmakers will actually follow through on their promises to push back against these tax laws. Will they cave to pressure from the executive, or will they stand with the Nigerian people? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Nigerians are watching, and they are not going to forget who stood up for them and who didn't. What do you think about this whole situation? Do you believe these tax laws should be reversed, or do you think the government needs this revenue for development? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and let's have a conversation about this important issue affecting all of us.